Hey everyone, we've got something pretty special for you today.
Welcome to the Australis factory. This is where the magic starts. It's coming along there, but once you see it now,
our heart and soul has gone into every van that we build.
This is insane, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get excited because this is what's coming.
We're probably one of the few that are very, very stable within the marketplace.
This van being built in front of your eyes.
Not very often do you get directors that are still very hands-on in the business.
Watch this space.
Yeah.
The next exciting release for Australis.
Super exciting.
If we wouldn't accept it, I don't expect our customers to accept it.
Yeah. It's tight. Hey everyone, we've got something pretty special for you today. We are at the Australis Caravans headquarters in Melbourne, where our Australis Caravan was built, where it all happens.
Now, we've spent the last 10 months living full-time in our Australis Caravan, travelling all over New Zealand, but we've never seen how they're actually made.
So today we're going to take you from where we can start to where we can finish. We kind of jumped on the team here, speak to some of the team, see what connects all the dots, and have a good time.
Seeing what sets them apart, hearing their story, and giving you a behind-the-scenes tour of the factory.
Let's go.
Welcome to the Australis factory. This is factory one. This is where the magic starts. We'll take you through from chassis stage through to final product.
Let's go.
Come and have a look. This van here was at chassis and wall stage. What we're seeing now, and you'll get to see it a bit later on the time lapse, is this van being built in front of your eyes. The chassis comes in, the floors go on, the walls go up, and then the furniture gets added. The last thing we do is the roof goes on.
Yeah.
And then we move to our other factory. This is one I prepared a little bit earlier. This one here was at this stage yesterday. And now the furniture's in, the walls are up, the wiring is on the outside, and now it's ready to get cladded.
Awesome.
And that's will be the next stage of this journey.
Yeah.
I'll take you through a little bit of different segments in the factory. We'll start with walls. Wow, wait. How'd they, I know, that's what I'm saying. This is insane, isn't it?
Yeah, that's crazy.
What has happened?
Yeah.
Now, prior to that, those walls needed to be built. And that's what we're doing over here. You can see that at the moment on this workbench here, a set of aluminium walls are being made for a high country van. Once the frame is done, the internal PVC wall ply goes on top, and that's what you're seeing on the floor right now. This is one set of walls, that's the matching side for it. So that'll be the, I dare say, the road side, that'll be the door side. We make three forms of construction here now. We started off just doing timber, and that's what we've got on this van you're seeing built right now. We moved to aluminium, and that's when the high country was released. Now we've moved to the TerraCore, which you'll see when we move to our other factory. It's a fully composite panel van made from high density sandwich panel construction.
Yeah.
So
just as you would have already seen, not long ago, this was just a bare case, and I thought Mike was joking. This goes up super quick. You just come in and bosh.
It's the biggest transformation. It turns from a shell to something that resembles a finished caravan.
Yeah.
The furniture gets assembled here, so it's all CNC cut. It gets cut off site, and then it gets assembled here. So we put it all together a little bit like a jigsaw puzzle.
Yeah.
It's made from a lightweight ply, and it's all screwed, glued, and stapled together.
Yeah.
to form a really strong structural unit which is very lightweight. Moving across, this van here is now ready for cladding. So that'll be the stage where it'll move to our second factory. The furniture has been installed. Our electricians have done their rough wiring. So rough wiring comprises of putting electrical through the outside walls of the van, and it also involves the battery management system. This unit right here, so this is our IntelliGrid Gen 3. So this particular unit will provide 240 power into the van and transform it down to 12 volt to run all your 12 volt system. It'll also charge your batteries. It also has a DC to DC charger built into it, so you can charge your batteries from your car. It also has a solar regulator, so it can process all your power coming from your solar panels, all in this one unit, which is nice and neat inside your cupboard there. Next stage, we'll move on and it'll get insulated and external cladding put on.
Do you want to move that out of the way? Okay, so I'm now here with Mark and Alex of Australis. Thanks so much for having us. I know we're just dropping in, but this is really cool. We know why we adore our Australis Caravan, and so many of you guys do too. So many parts to it that really stands out to us, but what is it about the Australis brand and what you guys build that you think sets it off from other manufacturers around here or elsewhere?
The love.
Well, not only that, we are basically not afraid to accept the challenges, and that means a lot of custom builds. So all our vans are tailor designed per customer's request. So that means a lot of changes, a lot of redesigning. Even though we have our standard layouts that we work off, most of the time customers have their own ideas that they come to us, and they, just like you guys,
Sorry.
and we work together and we come up with a final outcome that makes them happy at the end. So I think it's our forte, custom designs.
Yeah. Even here, when we were having a tour with you, Mark, Mark was getting messages from clients saying, "I actually want to change this now, or can I change this now?" So it's a continuing process of changes, isn't it?
Yeah, it certainly is. And I think that's what probably draw people to Australis. We don't attract the customer that just wants something off the shelf. Yeah. So if you were wanting something off the shelf, you're going to go to a volume builder, like a or whoever, JB, or whatever, We attract the more fastidious customer that knows what they want. They don't want to make compromises. They want what they want, and that's where we come into play. And they can see the finish. We're just as passionate as what they are about building their dream van, and we work with them through every step of the way. Unlike when you go straight to a salesman in a sales yard, do you know what I mean? You don't get that same experience.
No.
That's what I love about Dan Fisher, our New Zealand dealer, because I feel he is like one of us. I feel like he is an extension of our family, the Australis family, because he is on the exact same page as us, and he is just as passionate about getting your van right. And we work very, very closely with Dan, hand in hand, to build your van to exactly how you want it. He knows how fussy we are, we know how fussy he is, and we know how fussy our customers are. And
and that's again in our experience with our caravan, we've brought 8 years of living in a van and touring to our Australis Caravan. So we knew exactly what worked for us and what doesn't work. And through Dan and you guys, we were able to say, no, we don't want that corner cupboard because it doesn't suit us. It's a waste of space. We don't want these lights like this because they're too bright for us, or whatever it is. And actually, somebody we know, they've been with a caravan manufacturer for a few years now, a good manufacturer, but they're considering switching over to say Australis because the manufacturer, they can do some changes but not what they really want. And they just put the wall up and say, no, it's not what we do. That, I think, now caravans are becoming more tasteful, more snazzy. People want the customization. Totally.
And I guess that's always been our motto from day one. If it's possible to do it, we don't shy away from it. We'll have a go. We'll tell you if it's not possible, it's not possible. But if it's possible, we'll embrace it. You know, we love change.
We always tell our customers if it's technically achievable, we can do it.
Absolutely. We'll put the links into the Motorhome Caravans Destination magazine article and the Go RV article from us that goes into more detail about customization with Australis Caravans.
So this is a sandwich panel roof. All our aluminium frame vans, like the High Country, will have a roof like this, which will sit on top of the aluminium frame, which is what we have in this van behind us right here. These get made off site, and our builders will put this on. Once the furniture is in, this is the last thing they put on, is the roof. So think about it like a shoebox. You've got the front, the back, and the sides, but it's still not structurally sound yet until the lid goes on, and that forms the box and gives it a structural integrity. What you're seeing over here is a floor. So this is the lightweight honeycomb floor. It's a honeycomb core inside with fiberglass skin. So it's super lightweight, but it's super strong. And that's why we use this on all our vans now. What you're seeing, those smaller ones, is for a slide-out module. Your slide-out module has to be timber for the screws to go into. They will be floors for 4 slide-out modules. I think they've already put the shower into this van, and as you can see, it's a one-piece molded unit. It's got structural integrity. They frame it up before it goes in. Water tanks, there's wiring, so all our vans, the water tanks go in once it's at chassis stage before the floor goes on. All the electric brakes get wired up.
As we've all seen over the last few months, year, a lot of caravan manufacturers have sadly gone under. They don't exist anymore. What would you tell potential customers out there? How's Australis doing?
We're doing really well. We're probably one of the shining lights in the marketplace, and that's because we've never tried to grow too big. Those that have followed us for years will realise we have been building, 2 to 3 vans per week for a long time now. It's a very sustainable model. We specialise in high-end customised vans. We don't chase the volume, so we don't rely on the market being very buoyant and everyone wanting a caravan. Our core customers are still with us today, and they're coming back buying more vans off us.
And then that filters down to your customer service.
Of course. Look, at the end of the day, because not very often do you get directors like Alex and I that are still very hands-on in the business. You'll find most companies there that have not succeeded, usually they're very detached from their actual core base. Alex and I, we are Australis Caravans. Our heart and soul has gone into every van that we build, and that shines through. And I know our customers appreciate it. And that's why, even in a quieter market, we still are very, very sustainable, and we've got a very strong order bank.
Yeah, very good.
So now we'll head to our finishing factory across the road.
So now we're at Factory 2. So this is where you will come to collect your Australis Caravan on handover. Now, as you can hear and see, we've jumped on these guys on a working day. This hasn't been set up for filming, this just is how it is on the daily basis, which we think is pretty cool.
Let's have a look.
Yeah.
Here we are in Factory 2, so this is where the van goes from what you saw before at rough wiring through to where it becomes more of a finished van. External cladding will go on, all your windows and your doors will go on, your aircon, all your hatches, etc. And then our internal finishes will start putting all your upholstery, your doors, your appliances, etc. will all happen now. And then you'll end up at a finished product, which we will see shortly. This particular one behind us, we're really excited. This is our new TerraCore. I mentioned before we do 3 forms of construction: timber, aluminium, and now sandwich panel. And I can see this being the future. This is a very, very popular layout. This is a 23-foot rear club lounge. I know we sell a lot of these into New Zealand, so all our New Zealand customers get excited because this is what's coming for you guys. You can see the sandwich panel here on the walls there that you would not normally see. This is what happens, prior to the windows coming in. You can see the outlines of all the hatches, the vents, where your picnic table will go in. So you're starting to get a picture. It's all taking shape. The difference with the TerraCore is the construction. So what you saw in our Factory 1 with the frame and the wiring through the walls, you don't see that here. This van arrives in our factory with the furniture attached to the floor. And then the magic happens, then the walls come on here in this factory, and then the roof comes on once it's already wired up. So if you saw this van yesterday, you would not have seen any of that edge capping on there. It would be a lot more of a raw stage, and it wouldn't have had the fin on the back. It wouldn't be sealed up. You come here on Monday, you'll see it with all hatches and windows in it. We've got our furniture doors and drawers person, you can see, has put all the drawer faces. So all the catches have gone in, all the doors, the bench tops. And we're starting now to do fit off, electrical fit off. We've got an appliance that's gone in, that the fridge is being inserted at the moment. The oven will go in.
Whose van's this going to be? It's coming to New Zealand?
It is. This is actually a stock van, this one.
Wow.
So if you go down to Nelson, see Dan Fisher, he'll be able to show you over this van.
Biggest lesson learned with Australis?
All right. I would say probably trusting someone to say they've done something right and checking it later and saying, you know what, I wish they hadn't have taken your word that you've done it.
He's pointing at you, Alan. So we've seen there's so much to the build process here that we had no idea about at all. But what is something that you guys do or your team do here, what the owners, they don't see it happen? I mean, we saw the lady doing the final cleaning. She was going hard in there. She was having a great time. But what is it that owners don't see that you're proud of?
And I'm sure Alex will back me up here. I think the attention to detail that you don't see, you just see the final product, you know, without being too biased. The final product looks very, very good.
Oh, yeah.
It doesn't just look that good by accident. It's all the little steps along the way that if we see something we don't like, we change it. We drive our staff mad because we say that's not good enough. That doesn't line up. It's an old thing in the caravan industry, having been there for a long, long time, that near enough's good enough. And maybe for some manufacturers that is acceptable, and maybe in the past it was, but not with us. We believe in the product, and we say if we wouldn't accept it, I don't expect our customers to accept it, and we will go back. We've changed things there because they're a millimetre out. I can say, Alex, he is a stickler for detail, and he will. Aesthetics is everything.
Aesthetics is very important to us.
So important.
To see the culture in this industry, if it's practical
and it works, just let it go.
Just let it go.
No.
But me and Mark, we're not like that. We want that attention to detail. We want that to be perfectly made. You see that smile at the customer's face, makes you, realize,
And we've witnessed that firsthand because we were and we know we were really pernickety about some bits about our Australis build, like the light switches or where the plug sockets are and stuff like that. Because it's important to us.
Yeah.
But you listened and you did it, and it works.
Yeah, of course.
And some people, some manufacturers just like, no.
We've worked for them.
Yeah.
We know exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
That's all too hard. Tell them to go away or whatever, I know how important that is. And if it can be done, then let's make the customer happy. You know?
And we've been in so many caravans. And one thing that jumped out to Tom and I is the touch quality. So you go around, you touch the cupboard, you touch the fabric, you move stuff, you nudge it a little bit, and it is a more premium quality finish, which if you're spending a long time on the road or any time on the road, you need it.
Yeah. Oh, 100%. It's being like house proud,
Yeah.
house proud of your van. Same with a car, you might buy a prestige car because you appreciate the quality that's in there. Same with the vans.
Exactly.
If you don't control it and you let it just go like that, soon enough you'll see a light switch on an angle. Soon enough you will see a door with a bigger gap than it's supposed to be.
If it's acceptable.
You'll see.
You've got to lead by example.
You'll see ceiling work that it's not up to standard. So you got to be checking, and me and Mark, we are down at the factory hands-on just before the handover, checking the van inside and out.
Well, you were earlier.
Making sure that,
that's right.
It's up to standard and ready to be handed over.
Yeah.
Once you move from this stage, I'll show you the same van. You end up at this stage.
How good does that look?
I know. We're having solar panels sealed up on the roofs here. Once the windows are in, once your hot water service is in and your hatches are in, you can see it makes a big difference. I mean, it looks like it's coming along there, but once you see it now, Finn, you're getting lights put in, we're having a reversing camera, more lights up the top. It's really now starting to happen. And now part of that external finishing, your toolbox will go on.
So we can stick our monster toolbox.
You can, 100%.
Yeah.
There's a variety of different toolboxes that you can have, the monster being the biggest that we do. Watch this space, we are talking, we're working with the boys here, there might be one even bigger going on. Watch this space.
Yeah.
This is what we call the GAC toolbox. You can choose to have the gas bottles put inside it or on the A-frame. It protects them, it keeps them nice and neat and clears it so you can put your bike rack on there, which works really, really well. If you do have the GAC toolbox, you'll have a stone guard that's on the front there. The boys were just saying, when they saw an A-frame without a toolbox on and a stone guard, how long it looks.
Well, that's because it needs all this gear on it. And suddenly it's not massive.
The difference between the other TerraCore you saw there, you've got your hatches, you've got your electric awnings going on, your picnic tables.
Mark, these are new.
Yep.
Look at that.
Yes, that's exactly right. Because this is all smooth, we've done smooth doors, which I think work really, really well.
They do, and it feels
more solid. That's the Swift Alfresco slide-out kitchen.
That feels great.
And as you can see with the TerraCore, not only does it look amazing from the outside, you can see we've kept that because it's the TerraCore and that's part of its sort of logo with the the honeycomb sort of look.
Yeah.
We've continued that pattern going all the way through into the upholstery as well too.
We get a lot of feedback about this Caravan door because some people's doors, they're just not to this quality.
Yes.
They don't have like the double mesh.
They don't have the mesh going
So
through,
what doors are you using?
No, this is the Aussie Traveller door.
Yeah.
The beauty about the Aussie Traveller door is it's got a triple lock, so you're locking top, bottom, the barrel in the middle. You can separate it. It's got a security mesh on the inside, but you've got a midgie screen on the inside, which makes a massive difference. I just love their built-in blind. You can just block it off. There's no floppy roller blind or what have you.
Yeah, nah.
Let's go in.
You know what? I love the cupboard on the end of the kitchen.
Okay, well that forms a structure and it gives the wiring because the wiring all goes through it. You see, so there's a method to every madness.
So right. Sorry. Do you need some water? So right now, what are you most excited about with Australis?
It's going to be the TerraCore, of course.
TerraCore.
Yeah, I guess that's our next big thing, and I can see it becoming just like it did with the High Country when we released the High Country, being our most popular van moving forward. We will be doing various different layouts and versions. We've got a slide-out version coming out in a few months' time of the TerraCore. As far as pipeline, next big things coming through, probably in the next year or so, we would like to start seeing the shape of the van change. I think you're going to see that.
Good. Just
Pause. Hello, Mark speaking. The shape of the Caravan with the sloping roof over the bed has been around for 20, 30 years now. I can see it going back to maximising the space inside the van. And the only way to do that is to square off the front of the van. Then you're left with a square rectangular box, which is not going to be very aerodynamic. But now, with toolboxes and how they've come of age over the last 2-3 years, they've gone in leaps and bounds. We can change the whole shape of the van and give you your aerodynamics using the toolbox. I can see that being the next big thing, and I think that will probably be the next exciting release for Australis.
super exciting. And that also means that you could potentially have, say, your bathroom at the front of the van, bedroom at the back of the van. There's so much more usable space.
It's a game changer because it just changes the whole dynamics of it, and obviously you've got more room inside your van without that losing that
You're
sloppiness.
avoiding that uncomfortable feeling with your head
on your head,
with your head
when you're trying to sit up in
above-
bed.
above.
A lot more cupboard space up above them. And solar panels, don't forget. I mean, who doesn't want a roof full of solar these
Exactly.
days? Yeah, so
Brilliant.
exciting times ahead.
Watch this space, the Tasman's next van.
So here's the high country. As much as we're very excited about the Terracors, the high countries are still our biggest seller, and for good reason. They're a really good looking van.
Yeah.
They're great for taking off grid. They're nice and lightweight with its aluminium frame, and it's got all the features in it there that you want. The thing with the high countries, people love the X plate. It's something that sets us apart. Fortunately, I don't know if I've got, no, I might have power. Yes, I have power. Come inside. Doesn't have its upholstery in yet, but you get an idea of things like stainless steel. I think you guys got stainless steel in your van. You've set a trend because it's very, very popular now to do that. The stainless steel sink and
It
taps.
won't date any time soon.
I love it. Yeah.
What I've also noticed on this, which was stainless steel
Yes,
matches,
correct. Yes.
how good do they look?
We do the colour choices now we're offering. So you've got your typical black, we've got white sinks, we've got stainless steel, we've now got the gunmetal grey sinks, and we can match
That looks
the
really
handles
good.
to them all. Doesn't it look good? Yeah. You can see we can match the frame as well too. How good is that? That the theme. So once you do go down the route of a stainless steel, you can continue that and bring it into your tapware, into your frames, into your handles. We're changing the lights.
Yeah, you've matched it all.
We've matched it all the way through. We go all in, you know.
That's great. So what length is this? Because it feels huge.
Good question. It's a 19'6" van. The beauty about this for a family van, to give you an island bed, to give you a separate shower and toilet, give you 2 or 3 bunks,
Yeah,
and
you've been able to
all
put
this
so
cupboard
much in
space,
it, yeah.
floor
Yeah.
to ceiling pantry,
Yeah.
and guess what's in there? A washing machine.
Wow. That's
How cool, it's pretty cool what we've been able to achieve in a 19 We're giving them everything, haven't we?
Yeah, it feels massive.
I know.
Doesn't it? But,
it's amazing.
But for towing, it'll be great.
Yeah,
you've
exactly
got
right.
everything.
So this layout is very, very popular. Since we released this 19.6 High Country, it just ticks all the boxes for families, you know.
How does it feel so
It really
big,
does. You know
doesn't it?
why? Because it's a mid-door. Because you've got your walk around the bed, you don't lose that space that you do with a rear door. And that's why most family vans, because obviously space is of an issue, are a mid-door.
You know,
so you
I
can
never
squeeze
thought of
everything
it
in.
like that. But even for a couple's van.
Yeah,
that
you'll
would
get a
make
lot
sense.
more. My van's a mid-door.
Yeah.
I've got a 20'6" slide out. I'd have to go to 21'6" to get the exact same features that I've got in my van.
That's crazy. Oh, we're going to have to do mid-door, aren't we?
Yeah, well, so...
Caravans aren't just caravans anymore.
Well, not really, and as you know, we don't attract customers with simple tastes. Most of our customers are very, very pedantic, and they like what they like, and they want what they want, and
you
that's
can
where we
offer
come
it
in.
to an
We can offer it
extent,
to them, and that's where we come into play.
Give them a few headaches with our build.
I'm getting really hot.
It's really hot in here. Matchy, matchy. And I think what we want to really know, and for those guys out there, how did Australis begin? What's the backstory? How do you two know each other? Where did it come from?
Well, we've got to go back to the mid-2000s, aughties, I guess, where Alex and I worked together at another company.
Yeah.
And we spent 6 years sharing an office together. And he was at one end of the office and I was at the other, and we didn't kill each other through the whole 6-year period. And we thought, look, we can work together here. We could pull our talents together and I think do something really special. And years later, we had a series of phone calls. We met up in a pub, believe it or not, when COVID had just started. The world was going to end. Everyone, we didn't know what was happening from one day to the next. I said, Alex, you know what? I would love to start our own company. Before you know it, he said, I've got all these ideas, and I had the same.
20 years or 30 years experience?
Yes, exactly right, yes. So that is combined experience between us. It's longer than that now, almost 40 years experience. We're pretty much the same setup, with one at one end and one at the other end.
Well,
Left and right, exactly.
It's left and right, yeah.
Don't fix it if it ain't broken.
I know.
The stars aligned.
The stars all aligned. It was meant to be.
So where did the name come from?
Australis, I came up with the name actually. I've been thinking about it for a while because we are Australian built. We wanted something that represented that. And I thought we can't just call it Australian Caravans. It's got to be along those lines. Australia, when it was first discovered, was called Terra Australis.
That's
so
awesome.
it's quite significant. If you were to ask me about our models, that comes down to my wife, Sally. She came up, she said, well, you're Australian made, we live on the coast, we've got to have a coastline.
Yeah.
And that's when the coastline came into effect for our family vans. And then obviously we also travel overland.
Yeah.
And that's when the overland was built.
Yeah.
And then obviously we want to go off grid, and we wanted to build an off-road style of van and head off into the high country. And that's when the high country was built.
Yeah.
TerraCore, I think she came up with that one too.
Terra Australis.
Terra Australis.
It's all
It was all just meant to be.
That's great. It's funny you mentioned the caravan names and brand names, because some of our followers and other people we meet, they say how some caravan brands, you're like, why is it called that? It doesn't really mean anything. Like that's a place like in America or that.
Yes, exactly
it's
right.
Like, what does it actually mean? What's it for?
Yeah.
And Australis, for us especially, it does stand out that it is Australian built. This is where it started. It all just makes sense.
We wanted some purpose to it, and a meaning behind it, a story behind it, and I think we really nailed it. We wanted to take the true essence of Australia and put it into all our vans.
Here we go. This is something you don't see any day. This is a single bed van, and it's got a cafe dinette. It's a rear door. So normally, to give you what we've got, we have to give it to you with a mid door, but we've been able to play around with this ensuite and do it a slightly, what we call a dog leg ensuite. I don't think I have power.
So, as we just
Boys,
said,
can someone open the window here? Because I
somebody's
need to
knocking
plug
at the window.
the cord in through the window.
I think it's a beggar.
This is off to Queensland. This is for a customer. This will be their second van with us now. This one here with an island bed, and now they've decided they would prefer to sleep apart. And
No judgment.
no judgment.
Sometimes I want that.
A really good use of space, because what happens, instead of having the space each side, you now share the same space in the middle, and you get all this cabinet.
Yeah,
have a look
look at
at
that. It's
have a look.
crazy.
It's like an aircraft, isn't it?
Yeah,
The way
it
it
is.
all wraps
Yeah.
around.
There's loads of it. Loads and loads of storage.
What I love, if you open up that wardrobe, you can see you still got your nooks each side, and it's like a little peephole.
Hi. Love
You can say goodnight to your loved one. Drawers either side, access points either side. I mean, look at the size of this kitchen,
massive,
you know, it's
yeah.
a massive kitchen.
I love this.
Yes.
This is new, isn't it?
Well, it's actually old.
Oh, is it?
And they wanted the same colours, and this is
Wow.
what their original van had in it, so they've kept the same.
It looks great.
It's a wood panel feature.
And you'll notice I'm standing here on my 511, and it's like an our van, like we've said before, there's just headroom. That these Australis vans, they don't feel pokey, and they're 2.4 metres.
2.4 metres on the width,
Yeah. If somebody's like really tall,
You can go bigger. If you look inside my van is 100 mil higher again
Wow.
than the standard
Yeah.
van. And it just gives you that openness
Yeah.
because you feel space. So mine's got the slide out lounge that gives you the widthways, and the height is amazing.
Yeah,
It really
yeah.
opens the van up. So here's a handover we're doing in the morning. The customers are coming up from Tasmania, so we're just preparing it now, ready for handover.
you don't need the key to open it.
Oh, great.
Yeah. Yeah. Game
I
changer.
know, that's a game changer.
Yeah.
I know.
Okay.
As you can see, it's a finished van now. We're just giving it its final detail clean. That way it'll be ready for handover first thing in the morning. It's a gorgeous looking van.
It is, yeah.
It's not on the thing.
Okay, so we're aware that there's so many different things you can get in your caravan now if you choose the right manufacturer, and there's all these new bits coming out all the time. What have you found has been, I think I know what it is, has been asked for the most on your builds right now?
No, but we get asked for so many things.
Well, usually they ask for the structure first.
I meant the vend line and the accessories.
Oh, the
thing, what do people want?
Bed line, yeah, 100% it's the bed line.
Cut.
Yeah.
You tell us, man. What do you want to say?
Dad, I can't remember the last time we did a
Every
van without a
van-
van line.
every
A
van
van
has
line, and it's got to have an inverter. It's got to have solar panels,
yeah.
lithium, and an inverter.
and you-
But no, what is this? Is there anything else?
It has to be the inverter, because I cannot remember the last time we didn't add an inverter. It's almost like mandatory now. It's like the battery chargers, like solar
Like
panels.
the lithium.
It's like lithium batteries.
When was the last time AGM was?
Well, we've
was on
stopped
our
doing
events?
AGM now because no one ever wanted it. So it just makes sense. Yeah.
Great, thanks so much for that. And
That's
thanks
all right.
for having us.
No, thank you,
really
George.
Good. Tomo is
And
behind
thank
the
you,
camera.
Tom, behind the camera there. Thank you for coming. Well, you don't need much thanks to come out and explore Australia, but thank you for coming to our factory, having a look at what we do. We really appreciate it. It's nice to meet you guys. We're looking forward to catch up with you guys in New Zealand.
It's been great.
For the Hamilton show.
Yeah, so the Hamilton show in September, we will be there, of course, once again. The Australis team, including the Australis team, will be there as well. Come and see us at site. We'll put it down there. I can't remember. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Cool.
See you later, guys.